I gotta be honest with you guys, man. I am exhausted. I am exhausted with this team. I am exhausted having to come on here and talk about random things. Like I have to make things up to talk about because there's just nothing good to take out of these games at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I love making content. I love sitting down, getting on my notebooks. I got three separate notebooks for different things, football, for all things football, and I do my research. I watch film, take notes. I love all that stuff. I'm never going to stop doing it. I'm not going to let the Giants keep me from what I love to do. But this team just drains you, man. Every week, this team just drains you. And it's almost as if it's a burden to watch your team play. It's almost as if I have to watch this team play. It's like I don't. This is the first year. I mean, 2017 was a wreck, right? 2021 was a wreck. But it's like I wake up and I'm like, damn, the Giants play today. I went with a couple of my friends to a wing house, and we're all watching our teams play. Buccaneers were playing that 1 o'clock game, and also have a Jaguars fan. I live in Florida, if you guys don't know, so Bucks fan, Jaguars fan, pretty common. And we watched the game, the 1 o'clock games, and I said, dude, I'll be honest with you. I love hanging with you guys. We don't have to stay for the Giants game. Let's not. And we were all in agreement. We're not going to stay for the Giants game because they are going to get wrecked. Because we looked at the spread as well, and it was like 17 points, 16 points. I saw at one point. Um, this team's a wreck. And going back to my video I made prior, where I said the Giants need a franchise changer. Like it's not going to be Olufashanu. It's not going to be Joe Alt. And I know I'm taking a lot of stock into these top two quarterbacks with Caleb Williams or Drake May, but we got to do something. Well, we can't sit here and play it safe. We can't sit here and say, well, we'll take Marvin Harrison Jr. and try to develop Cam Ward. I don't want that. I want somebody that's going to change this franchise now. It starts at the quarterback position. I hate talking about the quarterback position constantly, but you're seeing how much that affects a team. Tommy DeVito may be a great person off the field. I mean, may be a great dude, but you just can't play in the NFL, man. You're just not ready. Just not ready. I saw some good things, don't get me wrong, but I mean, when his first read is not there, he's running. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk too much about his game because he's not part of this Giants' future, but um, man, it is exhausting. It's exhausting, and it's just really depressing and really just frustrating to go out there and watch all these teams play. The Steelers, who don't have a great offense. Everybody complains about Matt Canada, right? The Vikings, who literally have Josh Dobbs, who is a journeyman quarterback, who nobody really gave a crap for, comes in, puts 31 points in 3 days of being with a team. Never took a snap with the offense, puts up 31 points, goes in the next week, puts up 27 points. And we have a Giants team, second year with the coaches, second year with the scheme. A lot of the guys are the same players, dealing with injuries. Well, we got our backups in, and we're struggling to get a first down. We can't even get a first down. We're going scoreless in most of our games. The majority of our games, we are going scoreless at the half. I mean, we are the worst team in the NFL. No doubt about it. There's positives with a lot of other teams. There's positives with the Patriots. There's positives with Carolina, right? Carolina has a worse record than us, but we are by far the worst team. Now, if these two teams were to play each other, I don't know who would win that game, but this team is absolutely, I mean, non-functional, dysfunctional, and cannot move with Tommy DeVito at quarterback. I mean, we're just throwing him out there just to throw him out there at this point. And I know he's a young talent, and they're probably going to start him the majority of the season just to see what they have in him, but it's not much. It's not much. Like I said, it drains you. I've never been at a point where I dread watching my team play. I always watch my team play, and I root for them, and I'm happy. I'm clapping my hands. I'm yelling, first down, nice stop. the Giants get a stop, and I'm like, well, what are we gonna do with it? That interception that we had early on by Cordell Flott, I knew we weren't getting anything out of it. I was like, we're either gonna turn over the ball, we're gonna miss a field goal, or we're gonna go for it on fourth down and not make it, and it's exactly what happened. Um, and then we had two interceptions in this game. Uh, Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes, two cornerbacks that struggled to get on the field. Am I supposed to be happy about Darnay Holmes getting an interception? And he's got burnt. He got burnt this whole game. He hasn't played this whole season. He's been benched. He was our starter for 4 years. Gets benched, comes back in, just gets burnt again. You know, a couple highlights in this game, but people keep getting hurt. Andrew Thomas came out, came back in. Don't know if that was the best decision. Kayvon has a concussion. There's already a number of players out in this game. Azeez Ojulari came back off of IR. He didn't do anything. It's crazy. And I never root for my team to lose, but, I am a bit, I would say, relieved of the fact that the Giants now have the second overall pick in the draft this coming season. And Carolina, Chicago has the first overall pick, but it's Carolina's kind of ballpark, right? It's Carolina's pick originally. So wherever they land is what Chicago gets. So I'm hoping, if we're going to keep losing like this, I'm hoping Carolina starts winning. I'm hoping Carolina figures something out and they play for their lives, man. Because I know Frank Reich's job is on the line. You want to go out there and win with a young quarterback, Bryce Young, #1 overall pick last year. So you want to try to build off something, right? I'm hoping they start winning some games. But if the Giants continue to lose games, obviously I want every other team to win games. I think it's time now where even the guys, especially, I don't want to come at you old heads out there, but the guys, I've been a fan since 1964. I never think about the draft when I'm in the season. I would love to get your thoughts now. There is no way you are still invested in the season. The Giants already checked out of the season. And you can't blame them for that. Now they're in full preseason mode where this team is pretty much going into every game like a preseason game throughout the entire season. Brian Daboll is clearly trying to work these players out, try to get players out there that don't really get a lot of playing time and try to evaluate them, see if they're part of the future in next coming years. And of course, injuries plays a big part of that as well, where you have guys that normally wouldn't play out there on the field because starters are out, right? Starters are injured. So that's why you saw Nick McLeod out there in place for Adoree Jackson. Trey Hawkins was out there. You had a couple of defensive linemen out there as well. Jahad Ward, Boogie Basham got a lot of playing time. Things like that, right? So I would love to hear what you guys that party has to say. That party where they say, I don't ever think about the draft. Why are you talking about quarterbacks when we're still in a season right now? I would love to hear what you have to say. All of that is nice and all that is all rah virtue signaling. I'm an old school fan, and you youngins always think about the draft, always quitting. This team is 2-8. I think a lot of people who know football, who know how the football goes, again, it's every given Sunday, but you should have seen this coming a mile away about how bad this team is looking from week one. From week one. Yeah, they're the great Arizona comeback, but from week one, this team looked like they were not who they were going to be, who they were supposed to be, right? So, yeah, at this point of the season, we're going into week 11, and we are 2-8. It's time to move forward. It's time to start thinking about the draft. I don't know if I'm going to automatically start making draft content. That does excite me a little bit, as you hear my voice getting a little bit more brighter, right? Because I'm thinking about the future. I might make some more draft content. Maybe I'll do some more NFL-centric content. I don't know if you guys like to see that, but I love talking football. I'm a huge football fan, I love watching every football game. Maybe I'll make some more centric content, but this is it, man. This is the Giants. These are what the Giants are. And far as Brian Daboll goes, he's checked out of the season. I don't blame him, man. I've been very critical of Brian Dable this whole season, but at this point, like, what can you do? You guys are dropping like flies. Nobody's executing. You become, you are in between a rock and a hard place. You don't know what to do. There's not much to do, and I really hope ownership kind of is lenient with the coaching staff as ownership is with the players. Be more lenient on Brian Dable. I've been very critical of him, but we cannot fire Brian Dable. Not yet. Not yet. I still think he can get us out of the hole that we're in, along with Joe Shane. I really think they can do that. But we have to allow them to rebuild their way, and we have to rebuild this team. So again, I'm sorry for the low energy, but I don't even know. I'm not gonna sit here and yell. I'm not gonna go out there and yell and look for clicks or anything like that. I'm just talking ball with you guys, and I know you guys feel the same sentiment. You guys are also drained. You guys are also tired. So I'm not gonna come out here and RIP headphone users you and start screaming and yelling into the camera. And when you guys clearly probably don't want to hear that. So that being said, guys, I will, get back to making content later, during the week when I can. It's not going to stop coming, but I mean, what more can we do, right? It's going to be really depressing from here on out to the end of the season. We'll start talking draft soon, but that being said, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.